Hi class, it is Mrs. Gilling here. I am your Psychology A instructor this quarter. I am super excited to get to know you through the conferences we may have, through the assignments you turn in, through your writings, and I hope you're excited to get to know this course and to get to know me as well. So again, this is Psychology A, and this quarter we're trying to learn why people do what they do. That's why people study psychology. They want to understand people. They want to understand what makes them do what they do, think what they think, act how they act. That's psychology for you, pretty much in a nutshell. So let's dive right in and see what this quarter is all about. So to start off, let's meet Mrs. Gilling. That's me. Here's a picture of me with my youngest, Skylar, at the 4th of July parade. I actually live in Payette, Idaho. We've lived here for about 3 weeks. We moved here from Wilder, Idaho, an even smaller town, because my husband manages an onion farm in Ontario. So we always have like an unlimited supply of onions, so onion rings for the win. But that's a little bit about me and where I come from. This right here is a picture of my husband, Ethan, and he's a pretty cool guy, like I said, a farmer, and he makes us all laugh all the time, and he's fun to have around. And this is Taylor. She's my oldest. She is 3 years old. She loves to do Mickey Mouse things. She loves puzzles, anything girly she's into right now, tea parties, and she loves being a big sister to Skylar. Skylar is our youngest. She is a little over a year. She's 15 months old, and she is the happiest baby I've ever met in my life. So content. She's especially happy if you give her food. She loves food. Doesn't matter what it is. If you put it in front of her, she'll eat it and eat it and eat it and eat it. And somehow she just stays so skinny, probably because she's so busy. One more thing she likes is Tonka trucks. Who'd have thought? She loves those really big Tonka trucks that she can sit in. She loves when her sister pushes her around, and she'll even push her sister around sometimes too. So pretty fun. Last but not least, we cannot forget about Heidi. She is our standard poodle. Don't worry, we don't always put her in a tutu. This was for Halloween, but she has been known to be called Princess Poodle Pants. I'm not sure why though, because she doesn't really have great etiquette. Sometimes she'll come up to your face and just go burp, and I don't think poodles are supposed to do that, but she does, and it's funny. So we'll keep her around, like I said. But that's my family. That's me. And now let's learn more about our course assignments. So this is what you're going to be doing throughout the units throughout this quarter. And I'm just going to go step by step so you kind of get a broad overview of what's expected of you. So the first thing you have is checkpoints. If you've ever done any other courses here with I Succeed in Flip Switch, then you know what checkpoints are. They're things that you have at the end of each lesson to help make sure you understand the material. You get 3 attempts on these, so please, please, please do all of the attempts. If you get 100% on the first time, that's great. You can stop. But if you're not getting 100%, do them until you are, until you've used each of your attempts. So let's say you go on the first attempt and you only get 60%. Instead of stopping, go back, study the material some, come back and take it again. Let's say this time you got 80%. Awesome. But don't stop there. You have one more attempt. Go back, study more, come back, and guess what? You may get 100% this time. And that's a big deal. If you get 100% on all of those checkpoints, then that's 10% right there for your grade. So please use all those attempts. You'll also have discussions. There is a discussion question at the end of each lesson. Please do those well. I'll include a discussion rubric for you. But pretty much all you have to do is answer the question in 3 to 5 sentences. And if you do that, then you're great. As long as you answer the question correctly and you're on point, use those sentences, you'll be fine. Now, cool thing about discussions is I allow multiple attempts. So let's say you write an answer, it's a little bit off the wall, not quite on point. What I'll do is I'll write a reply back, a comment, and say, hey, you're off to a great start, but make sure to address this part of the question. If I leave you a comment like that, it means you didn't get full points. If you got less than 20 points on each of your discussions, that's how much each of the questions worth, 20 points. If you get less than 20 points, then you didn't get full points. You are always welcome to go back and post again so you can get more points. Just listen to my feedback that I gave you, correct it, and then boom, you get the rest of the points. So pretty good there. Discussions are a big deal, 10% of your grade. I know there's a lot of them, but they're important to help you gauge your learning and your understanding of each of the lessons. So complete those and you will be golden. Next, we have our exams. They are at the end of every unit. So you get 1 attempt on these, If you're reading all the material, doing well on the checkpoints, then you'll be pretty successful on the exams. I'm also going to be providing exam study guides for you. You can find them at the beginning of the unit, and I'll also put them in our Google Classroom for you. I don't have them up yet for all of them. I have the Unit 1 exam study guide up, so that's ready for you. And throughout the course, I'll be putting the other ones up as well. So just look for those. If you don't see one for some reason, send me an email and I'll definitely get it out to you. But please fill those out. They're not required. You don't have to turn them in. But if you use those, you will do so much better on the exams. So I definitely encourage you to use those study guides to prepare for the exams. You do only get one attempt on the exams, and that's why it is pretty important for you to use those study guides. There's also a final exam. That is worth 10% of your grade. It's at the end of Lesson 6. So Lesson 6 has a vocabulary exam towards the beginning, and then at the end there is the final exam. It's comprehensive, covers topic from 6 lessons. Again, you only get one attempt, but I'll also provide a study guide for this one. So you should be pretty successful as long as you're completing all of your work. Moving along with some more course assignments, we have our projects. So there are 4 unit projects throughout your course. These require quite a bit of work, so they're worth quite a bit of points. I found that a lot of students have questions about their projects, and so for this reason, I will be creating a video each unit that will talk about what your project requirements are, that will kind of explain what you're doing. And I will, even after we're done with this, go over your Unit 1 project requirements so that you can get started on that one. On the projects, I give you 3 attempts. I don't want you to turn in your project, feel like you did good, miss a few things, and then be like, dang, I wish I could have just fixed those. You can fix them. If you don't get the grade that you want on your first try, submit it again. I'll create multiple tries so that you can get the score that you would like. So make sure to work hard on those. Watch the videos that I post so that you can do really well. I'll also post those in our Google Classroom, and I'll make a video announcement with the link that you can go watch those, just because they help you out a lot. There's also a close reading project. It's just one of the projects in Unit 2, and it's an article that you're going to read and you're going to analyze it. These projects are pretty cool because they help you become better at reading articles. If you're a psychologist, one of the biggest things you're going to do is read. And if you don't know how to really break down articles, it's hard for you to do that. So this assignment will help you to break down an article and truly understand it as if you were a psychologist. Again, I'll provide video instruction for this assignment, and you'll have 3 attempts. And then video assignments. Because I am making these videos for you, I really want you to watch them. To encourage you to watch them, I will be giving you an assignment. So after you watch the video, you'll go to our Google Classroom. In our Google Classroom, you'll locate the video you watched and the assignment. You'll answer a few short questions. I'm telling you, these are easy questions. The first one's like, what is your name? What do you have to do for your project? As long as you fill these out and you've watched the video, you're going to get an A. You'll get 100% on those, and that will give you 5%. So pretty big deal there, something I definitely encourage you to do. Especially because they'll help you understand your projects better. And then the last thing is our project steps. Those are worth 5%, and it's actually just one thing. You're going to be turning in a journal. So throughout each of the lessons, there'll be a journal prompt. It'll say, give you a description of the thing that you have to answer. It may say, what did you learn about psychology in this lesson? And in the next lesson, it may be like, what did you learn about this psychologist? And you'll just write a little prompt. So they'll have about 30 of those to turn in. The way I'll grade it is if you have 30 entries and they reflect what Flip Switch asked you to do. So as long as you turn it in at the end of the quarter and you have your 30 entries, then you'll get 5%. I think journal entries are really important. And I think they're important because if we're just reading through information and not really digesting it, it's hard to remember it. So I've been guilty before of having a book and sitting and reading. And while I'm reading, I'm thinking about my family, and I'm thinking about school, and thinking about what I want for dinner, thinking about, how the sports teams are doing. And then by the time I'm done, I've read the book, but I have no idea what it's about. I think journal entries help us to kind of sit still and to reflect on what we're learning so we can take it all in. That's why these journals are important, because I think they're important. They're worth 5%. So just make sure that you're keeping track of your journal entries, that you're saving the document on your computer, Every time after you're done with your lesson, you go back to your quick entry and then do that every lesson until the end and then turn it in. If you have any questions about that, feel free to contact me. There is one more I forgot. I don't know if we can see it here. It is the workbooks. These are 10 questions these are questions that you answer throughout your lessons. Again, if you've taken courses here before, you're familiar with that. They are there just to guide you through the lesson and help make sure you're understanding the material. You get an unlimited number of attempts on these, so there's no reason not to get 100%. You want to get 100% on these because if you understand the workbook questions, then you understand the material and you'll be able to do better on the exam. So do not get less than 100% on your workbooks. Keep doing them until you get 100%. 10% of your grade, again, free points right there. So those are all the course assignments. If you have any questions, please ask. Don't try and go through this alone. That's why I'm here. I'm here to kind of guide you through. But as promised, I wanted to go over your first project with you. And this information comes straight from the course. This is what FlipSwitch has wrote about your assignment. So you can find it in Lesson 1A13. It says, Project Task. Research a famous psychologist from the past by utilizing verifiable internet inquiry. List 6 interesting facts you find concerning your psychologist. The list needs to have a combination of professional and personal facts. After you do that, you will also get to mix the serious with silly. Besides researching facts, you will also find an image of the famous psychologist you chose and place 5 to 6 bubble callouts around that image. These callouts will represent stray thoughts that your psychologist might have, and those thoughts should reflect your psychologist's personality and beliefs. Note, a sample picture with instructions on how to create and place the callouts around your image is provided for you later in this document. So if you think about it, it's a pretty simple assignment. All you're going to do is go online and first research what are some famous psychologists. You'll see a list of some psychologists, and then you'll pick one that sounds interesting to you, and you'll go more in detail. You'll study about that psychologist, learn some things, and then list 6 facts about them. Some of them need to be professional facts, like what they've studied, some of the studies they've done, what they're known for, and then some of them need to be personal facts. What did they like to do for fun? What was their family like? Just things that help to get to know them personally. And then after you do those 6 facts, you're going to do something fun. You're going to find a picture of the psychologist on the internet. You're going to paste it on a document, and then you're going to do little call-out bubbles around that say what he might be thinking. And let me show you real quick an example of what this looks like. It is in FlipSwitch here, and I'll scroll up for you to see. Sometimes this takes a minute. So these are your instructions. This is where you'll go in the course to find your project. You'll just go to Lesson 1. You can click on Project Form, and you'll find it. And it'll give you even more detail than I gave you here. Down here. This is what it'll look like. So you'll find a picture of the famous person, and then you'll make little call-out bubbles. And for instance, it was Andrew Jackson. He was one of our presidents. People stuff me in Wallace because he's a stamp. That's why they say that. I vetoed the character of the Second Bank of the U.S. So just interesting facts and personal facts make it be fun. Just thoughts. What might he be thinking about? If you did Abraham Lincoln, obviously he's not a psychologist, but if you were researching Abraham Lincoln and you did this for the assignment, you'd put his picture, and then one of the thought bubbles might be, man, this hat's really tall. Like, I hope it doesn't blow off in the wind. Just have fun with it, but make sure that they are on point. Now, one important note on this, FlipSwitch will have you, if you go down a little more, there's a project form. This is in Word document. I know a lot of you have Chromebooks, and Word documents and Chromebooks aren't always friends. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've attached a PDF for you. I don't think you'll be able to modify this PDF or edit it, but you're welcome to take the information from it and copy it over to a Google Doc so that you can view. This is what it looks like. I'll show you. This is what the PDF looks like. So there's not a whole lot of information to write if you want to create your own Google Doc. But to make it even easier for you, I've actually already created a Google Doc for you. To access that, just go to our Google Classroom, and I'll show you in just a second how to get there. But you can go to our Google Classroom, and it'll be right there. You can open up the document and create the assignment. FlipSwitch gives instructions on how to do the callouts, the little bubbles in Word. If you're using Word, this is a great resource to go to if you're not sure how, sorry, there we go. If you're not sure how to make these little bubbles, here's a little guide if you're going to do them in the Google Docs. Let me show you how really fast. So to make a call out, you will go to Tools. Actually, I'm sorry. Go to Insert and then go to Drawing. So Insert, Drawing. Then you will come here to Shapes when it loads, and then Callouts, and then pick the one you want. I usually like this one. So pick it, and then you'll draw it. You'll just click on your cursor, make it as big as you would like, and then double click on it, and then you can put it in. So I have a tall hat, if you were Abraham Lincoln. And then you save it, and it goes right there. You would just copy the picture of your famous psychologist, put it there, and then all around it, you can put the different callouts. So pretty simple if you decide to do that in Google Classroom. If you do choose to do it in Google Classroom, you're welcome to submit it via Google Classroom, or you can share the document with me right here, or you can email it to me, or if you find a way, you can definitely put it in Flip Switch as well. Just make sure you're turning it in. That's the important part. So again, it's a pretty straightforward project. If you have any questions about any specific questions about how to do it, let me know. I'm more than willing to answer those. I have office hours on Wednesday mornings from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. It's kind of early, I know. If you're not an early bird, let me know, and we can schedule another time to meet up if you have questions. Or, like I said, I'm always free via email or text or phone call, whatever works best for you. So like I said, the last thing that you need to do, we'll go back to our slides here. After we're done, after you've completed this video, after you've watched it, obviously if you're watching it right now, you're almost done, then you'll do our video assignment. Like earlier I pointed out, you have these video assignments to make sure you're watching the videos and to hold you accountable for that. So you'll watch the video and then go to our Google Classroom. This is what our Google Classroom looks like. It's pretty cool. So I've sent you each an invitation in your email to be a part of our Google Classroom. If for some reason you aren't able to get in, send me an email and I will get you in. I'll send you the link or re-add you to the class. Here you can see I've already put in your famous psychologist project if you choose to do it here. After I'm done here, I will also create the video assignment for you. So it'll be a quick little document. You'll click on it. It'll say video unit 1 video assignment. Literally the questions are like, what's your name? Did you watch the video? What do you have to do for your project? That's it. Turn it in and then you get points, and it's easy points. So I really encourage you after you're done to come back to our Google Classroom here. Again, I'll have it put up. Right now I don't have it there, but it'll be there in just a second, and you'll be able to complete your project and get 5%. So hopefully this presentation gave you a little bit of a better idea of what's expected for you in the course and how you can be successful. I'm really looking forward to getting to know you, and I hope that you have a great time in the course. Thanks so much for watching the video, and I hope to hear from you guys soon. Have a good one.